The day you've all been waiting for, it's finally time to reassemble this M4 GTS with some amazing parts. Hey, this is Bryan. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at kiesmotorsports.com. Today is part 6 of our M4 GTS build. If you didn't catch the previous videos, be sure to see the description. We have links to them all. Today, as you can see, it's pretty torn apart, is reassembly day. We're going to reassemble some strut bars, we're going to put the carbon brace on, some charge pipes, charge air cooler, and more, so stay tuned. At this point in the process, we have the CSF charge air cooler ready to go. We have one of the Evolution Racewerks ceramic coated charge pipes installed. We have the back inlet. Now let's install the pure front inlet. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. Well, I've been waiting for it, so hope you have too. The Eventuri Carbon Fiber intake. It looks incredible, but it functions incredible as well. So let's get started. All right, at this point in the process, we just have one piece left, the J-pipe. Now the J-pipe is basically a charge pipe. You have your air that goes in through the turbos, through your main charge pipes. It's gonna go through the charge air cooler. It scoops down through the J-pipe and then into your throttle body. Now, the factory one is plastic and it's kind of junky. So we're gonna upgrade it with this brand new one from Evolution Racewerks. This is the first one to go on a car, which is very exciting. So as you'll notice, it is a direct replica of OEM. The main difference is this is cast aluminum, and the factory one uses this weird little skeleton C-clamp to hold everything in, and the Evolution Racewerks uses a regular C-clamp metal that you'd come to expect. First thing that we do typically is we put the O-ring in, so we have a brand new O-ring in here. Then we have our silicone hose, our stainless steel bands, and let's get started. Now, if we weren't doing this process on camera, we would typically install this before doing any kind of intake. However, we get a lot of questions on how do you install this without removing the charge air cooler. So that's what we're gonna walk you through a little bit today. Now, if you have something like an Eventuri intake, what you wanna do is just remove the cone air filter because it's going to give you plenty of room to work. If you have an OEM setup, just pull out your entire intake. The next thing that you wanna do is there's a little screw right up here that holds your coolant reservoir in place. What you can do to get this out of the way is first just pull up on this little C-clamp right there. That's going to detach from your coolant reservoir, and then you can just carefully move it and just set it out of the way. Okay, what we are going to do now, we installed our silicone hose, and then we've upgraded the clamps to these stainless steel bands. We're actually gonna go back after the fact and replace all of these other ones too, because this style is just a little bit more sturdy and they're stainless, so they'll last a long time. So I like to put this bottom one on. Make sure you snug it up. Then we're gonna get our C-clamp ready. And what we're going to do with this is it gets inserted from the top down. So we're gonna get it in place first, and then we'll worry about that. Now when you're doing this, you may have to maneuver your charge air cooler up a little bit, but you're not going to have to completely remove it or anything. So very carefully navigate this down under your throttle body and also under your charge air cooler. Then what I like to do is start to get the silicone hose in place and then rotate it around to the throttle body. Here's the part that you might want to lift up your charge air cooler a little bit. And then all you do is just wiggle it in place, make sure that your silicone hose is completely around the charge air cooler. And then just make sure that your J-pipe is all the way up. Now, there will always be a little gap at the top, and that's to allow for heat expansion. Then you get your C-clamp here. And it's a little bit by feel because it's kind of hard to get to. You press it into place like that, and you'll be able to feel that it's in, and then you always want to wiggle it and see if you can get it off. And at that point, we are completely solid down there. All we need to do is put the band on up at the top. Now, if you want to put the clamp on first, you can. With these, it's super easy to do either way. So sometimes if you have less in the way, like we already have this one bolt sticking out, if you have less in the way when you're trying to get the C-clamp on it, it can make it a little bit easier, but it's probably the same at the end of the day. Once you've done that, you take your vacuum line over here and you just plug it in. All right, it is time for fluids. So we're going to be using Driven. It's a 10W60. It takes 7 quarts in the S55. We have DCT fluid. We have much more than this over in that box over there. And then we're also going to be using BMW coolant. So this is kind of boring, so we're just going to time lapse it. At this point in the process, the fluids are topped up. Now, whenever you're topping up your fluid, you want to make sure that you do any kind of bleed process. With the DCT, there's a certain process you have to go through to make sure that everything is properly filled. And also with the coolant, we've showed it before. We can link some videos down below to show you how to do it. But you want to make sure that everything is properly bled so that all of the air is out of the system. Another thing that we did today is we had our technician remotely program the DME, and the car started up. Everything is well. So this is going to effectively end today's video. We were going to put the bumper on, do a couple other things, but we're going to replace some of these clamps with something more durable on the intake and also the charge pipe. They're just kind of thin, so we're going to put something nice and beefy on them, and that's stainless steel and will never rust or decay. Once again, my name is Bryan. Thanks so much for joining us on this journey where we build an M4 GTS. Be sure to tune in for video number 7, which is going to be after this one, where we're going to take care of a lot of the brakes. We're going to put these amazing brake pads on, stainless steel brake lines, and we're going to fill it with Castrol SRF brake fluid. Once again, my name is Bryan. Thanks for watching Kies Motorsports. If you like our videos, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe and check us out at KiesMotorsports.com for all your BMW retrofit, performance, and aesthetic needs. Once again, my name is Bryan. That's an M4 GTS. Thanks for watching and have a great day.